Welcome to Shiksharthi, and today's our topic is Inequalities Part 2, the continuation of Inequalities 1. Now, if you observe the first part, you got a lot of rules which I discussed, and I hope that all of you have made enough practice on it. And now we'll take up this video or this particular topic for the next session. Okay, so next points we'll discuss. What are the important points we have? Interval notation is one of the important point to understand in this. Interval notation. What is interval notation? If you observe, when I'm saying on a number line, say for instance, say minus infinity to plus infinity, of course 0 in the middle. Now if I want to say the values are positive, the values of some value of x are positive, so I can represent it by the graph like this, or I can say x is greater than 0. Now you have to understand what is the difference if I say x is greater than or equal to 0 and x greater than 0. What is the exact difference between these two? Now when I say here the value greater than 0 means all the values except 0, all the positive values are included in this case. That means 0 is not included. Please understand, 0 is not included. And there is a particular method, there is a defined method to write the same thing here. I would say this is 0 to infinity. Now, if you use the bracket in this form, there are two types of brackets here in the use. This is a curve bracket, which we call it as open interval. And this is called close bracket. Close bracket is called close interval. Open interval and close interval. What is the meaning of this? If I say open interval, the extreme value, that is 0, is not included. 0 not included in this case. That is called open interval. And when I say this, it is called 0 to infinity, and here 0 is included, I can say. 0 is included. That's the difference. Now please understand, this will take a value 0 also, whereas in the previous case 0 is not included. So when I write a bracket like curve, the extreme values will not be included. And there is one particular note point, my friend. Infinity is not defined. You all know that there is no limit or there is no exact value. Therefore we keep this as close interval every time. So at the side of infinity, we keep it as an open interval every time. We don't close it because we don't have an exact value. So you see in the second case also, infinity is taken along with the bracket of open interval. So this is what we need to remember here. Okay, few more examples to understand this concept here in this case. Suppose if I wish to say something like this. So a few more examples, minus infinity and plus infinity with 0, and I want to take the values from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Now there are two types here, we need to write it. 1. If I write 1 to 10, what happens? If I write 1 to 10 with close interval, what happens? If I write 1 to 10, what happens? And if I write 1 to 10, what exactly happens? See, these four are different ways of presentation. Here both are open interval. That means here you can say the value of x will be less than 1, less than 10, and the values it can take, the values of x it can take is 1.001 onwards till 9.999 kind of a values. So 1 is not included and 999, that is 10, is not included in this. So when I say open interval, the extreme values are not included in that case. Okay. Now when I take up this one, friends, if I take up this one, here this implies 1 is less than x but less than or equal to 10. That means 10 is included, 1 is not. Because of this bracket, this is called close interval, the 10 is included in that case. So 10 value is also valid value for the value of x. So what all the values x can take here? X can take what all the values here? X can take the values from 0.001 there, and here the values of x can be 0 or that is 1.001 so on up to 10. Now please understand 10 is also a valid value here in this case. Now when I talk about this friends, here 1 is included but 10 is not. So it can be taken as 1 less than or equal to x less than 10, and the values of x it can take 1, 1.001 and so on up to 9.999. 10 is not included. There is no equal to sign over here. Please understand that. Okay. And the last one friends, this implies 1 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 10. So 1.0001 so on up to 10 is the valid value of x. So what all the valid values and how to consider the valid values, we can use the bracket method here. This method we can always use to understand what are included and what are not included. So this is one type of an expressing of the values, the interval values of a particular variable. Okay, all of you? So now let us continue. One type of discussion is always important. Now if I raise some questions, you tell me about x and x square. What do you think? Is x square greater than x or less than x or equal to x? What do you think? The majority of you guys might have an idea that x square is greater than x. But is it true every time? For all the values on an integer line or on a real line, is it true? Is the important point. For example, if I take a values from minus infinity to minus 1, minus 1 to 0, 0 to 1 and 1 to infinity. Now please understand, anytime if you are checking which is greater, which is smaller, for such conditions, you always need to divide the real line into 4 different ranges. What are the ranges friends? Minus infinity to minus 1, minus 1 to 0, 0 to 1 and finally 1 to infinity as 4 different ranges. Now compare the values. Suppose if I take any value as x here, like minus 2, what is x square then? It will be how much? 4. So I can find x square is greater than x. So from in this range, what I find here, I find the value of x as less than x square. The value of x will be less than x square is my finding. And if I take a value from here, like x is equals to, if I take a value like x is equals to minus 0.2, and if I square it friends, it is 0.04. So you can see x square is positive and x is negative. Again, I'll get x as less than x square. Now if I take a value from here friends, if I take x is equal to 0.2, the x square value is 0.04 and we all know 0.04 is less than 0.2. So here you can suddenly find x as greater than x square. That is what my finding is. X value is greater than x square. Now if someone says x square is always greater than x, then it is for certain values yes and certain value no. So I want you to understand where exactly or which range of numbers take the condition x as greater than x square or x as less than x square. And for what values x is equal to x square? We all know x will be equal to x square when x is equals to how much? 1. So this is only condition where you find x is equal to x square, or if you also take x is equals to 0, then also we will find x is equal to x square. For certain values, yes. For certain values, it is no. Now I'll take a last one here. In this range, I'll take x is equals to 2, then my x square value will be how much? 4, and I can definitely say x is less than x square. So what all the values where x is less than x square, what all the values where x is greater than x square, and for what all the values if I know x is equal to 1, and what all the values where x is equal to x square is what I need to know. Now to have a more important point, like you know how these conditions can be useful for you. If suppose examiner wants to take a value between 0 and 1. Now please understand, in a certain question, examiner want to define the x value between 0 and 1. He, instead of directly saying x lies between 0 and 1, something like this, he'll say the value of x is greater than x square. You can find the value of x is greater than x square only between 0 and 1. For other ranges, it is not possible. So instead of giving you directly this, x lies between 0 and 1, he always preferred to say x is greater than x square. For all the values of x where x is greater than x square means the value lies between 0 and 1. So instead of giving you directly 0 and 1 or between 0 and 1, he'll give you this point very innovatively. So I need to understand the limitations of these kind of things. Okay, let us have one more example as practice. If I take between x and for example, if I take a x cube, okay, again you all know integer line what it is, minus 1, minus 1, 0, sorry, minus infinity, minus 1, 0, plus 1 and plus infinity. So I have 4 different ranges here. You can see 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. These are the 4 ranges between which range x is greater than x cube, x is less than x cube, and all such discussions we'll make. So in order to make the things simple in life, minus infinity to minus 1, let us take some example. Like if I take a minus 2, what is x cube then? Minus 8. We know minus 8 is less than minus 2, or x is greater than x cube here straight away. So in this case, x is greater than x cube, I get it. Okay? Between minus 1 and 0, for example, if I take this one, say x is equals to minus 0.2, the value of x cube will be minus 0.008. So here x cube is greater than x, or x is less than x cube, we can find it. Comparing these two, x cube is greater than x value here you get. Okay, similarly I'll take a value here as x is equals to 0.2, then x cube will be 0.008. So here x is greater than x cube, x is greater than x cube I am getting here between 0 and 1. And finally, if I take x is equals to 2, the value of x cube will be equal to how much? 8. We all know that it is equal to 8. So between 1 to infinity, the value of x is less than x cube, I'll get it. Okay, all of you? So this is what my finding is. Now suppose if I observe on a number line x greater than x cube, where is x greater than x cube is said, here I get it, and here is the condition where I get x is greater than x cube. In the other two ranges, x is less than x cube. So he want to take a particular range of numbers, he can always give you such conditions. Now what you guys have to do in this next is, please try to practice x versus root x, x versus 1 by x, x versus minus x. All these things you need to practice for this. And you can also practice multiple conditions where I'll find exactly x less than x square and also x greater than x cube kind of a conditions. These kind of conditions in which range? Do we have any particular range which can satisfy this both is the point. Is that clear all of you? So let us answer this question. X less than x square. If you see the previous slide, where is x less than x square? X is less than x square in the first, second and fourth range. So x greater than x square I'll find. See, please understand again, x less than x square. X less than x square I'll find it here, here and here in these 3 ranges, correct? So I'll take the same thing friends, x less than x square. X less than x square, I'll find it here, here and here. Also I want x greater than x cube. X greater than x cube I'll have here. You can see I'll have it x greater than x cube here in this condition. X greater than x cube, x greater than x cube, I have it here. So 2 conditions satisfying in only the range of minus infinity and minus 1. So here the answer is minus infinity to minus 1 is the range where you'll find both these conditions satisfying. So such multiple conditions questions also can be possible in inequalities. And I tell you friends, the more you practice, the more evaluations you can make, and your learning will be a self-learning here, not dependent, because I or any other faculty may not be able to show or share with you a lot of conditions which can be possible here. You need to make some trials here, like I did x versus 1 by x reciprocal. You can also take x versus 1 by x square. You can also take 1 versus 1 minus 1 by x can be also added here. X versus minus 1 by x also can be added. So which is very important. Okay, and some other multiple conditions also you can practice here, so that you can have more of clarity, and also you should know how to play with these kind of things, so that you can make the things very easy, and your understanding levels will increase by doing a lot of practice on these things. Okay. In a continuation of examples, friends, I would like to discuss even this, because some people have confusion about root values. Okay, so let me take this on with x versus root x as a value, and on an integer line, if I take minus infinity, minus 1, 0, 1 and plus infinity, if I have this. So my ranges are minus infinity to minus 1, minus 1 to 0, 0 to 1 and 1 to infinity as the values here. Now if I take the value of x as say 4, for an instance, if I take a minus 4, the x square value, you know, under root of minus 4 is not defined, correct? So I cannot have any comparison between x and root x here, because root x values are not defined, or root x values cannot be defined for negative values. So we know that clause, right? Similar clause is applicable over here. If I take x is equals to minus 0.04, the value of x square under root of minus 0.04 is not defined. So here again these are not defined, and the other one is also not defined is what I get here in this case. Okay. Now if I take the value of x as 0.04, we know x square value is 0.2. So here the value of x is, you can see, is less than root over x. I'm sorry, I was talking about square roots, right? So I'm talking about square roots. So here if I talk about square root of it, the value is correct. If I take a square root of it, it is 0.2. Here also I made a small mistake. You can please make a note of it. X is less than root x, we can consider. And if I take the value of x as 4, root x value will be plus 2 here, and we can see x is greater than root x over here, So this is only defined for positive values. The conclusion will come only for positive values. So if I say x greater than root x, you can say that is between 1 and infinity. X less than root x, it is between 1 and 0. Let us quickly start the examples for linear inequalities. The first type of questions here we can find is linear inequalities. Okay, now for an instance, you have a question 2x minus 3 is less than or equal to 5x plus 4, and for what values of x this inequality will be satisfying, which value of x it will take, or on a real line what all the values of x it can take. There can be multiple possible questions here. So what I do here, my friends, I'll get the values of x both on one side and constants on other side. Like minus 3, minus 4 less than or equal to 5x minus 2x. I got both the variable values on one side and constants on other side. It is going to be minus 7 less than or equal to, you have 3x, and less than or equal to x is equal to minus 7 by 3. So you can say minus 7 by 3 is less than or equal to x, or this can be also written, in case if you are not following this, it can be also written as x is greater than or equal to minus 7 by 3. And how do we represent this, friends? Two methods: minus infinity, minus 7 by 3, minus 1, 0, 1 and plus infinity. I assuming that you all are aware of how to plot the numbers on a number line. Okay, now x is greater than or equal to minus 7 by 3, so I can say all these numbers will satisfy this condition on a number line inclusive of minus 7 by 3. So how do we write the other way here? Inclusive, so I'll take close interval of minus 7 by 3 to infinity, all the values will satisfy. So this is one way of presenting the things, this is second way of presenting the things, and this is the third way of presenting the things. You may find this, this or this, any of the things in options. Okay, so I started with only one example here on linear inequalities. In my next video, I'll share more examples on linear inequalities, simultaneous inequalities, and quadratic inequalities. All these three can be possible in my next video. Okay, so keep practicing these kind of questions. These are very similar to the equations concept here. Okay, thank you all.